Tonight we have a lot of outstanding students to present to you. So let's begin with Natalie Farbuck, a student at Louisville Male High School. Natalie was selected to serve on the Education Commissioner Terry Holliday's first Next Generation Student Council. Natalie is one of 11 students from across Kentucky appointed to serve a one-year term on this council. The group will meet with the commissioner and KDE staff to share their thoughts about Kentucky's public education system and impact decisions made at the state level. Ms. Haddad, you're already there to recognize Natalie Farbuck as a founding member of Kentucky's Next Generation Student Council, and with her is her principal, Ted Bean. Our next group of students can be described as outstanding artists because they are all winners in the Kentucky Derby Festival Art Contest. 14 JCPS students from 7 district schools were recognized, selected as first, second, and third place winners. Let's meet our winners now. And we'll begin with Chairman Imhoff, your district. We have Zach Bielfeld from Barrett Traditional Middle School. Vice Chair Porter, would you please recognize Sarah Breslin, Destiny Butler, Dylan Boston, and Brittany Bentley from Breckenridge Franklin Elementary with their principal, Allison Vitito. We have Charles Tandy from Young Elementary School with Principal Mary Minyard. From DuPont Manual High School, Jake Locker and Kenesha Bolware. The winner from Bowen Elementary School, Hope Hessler, along with Principal Steve Tyra. And Mr. Hardesty, please welcome from Pleasure Ridge Park High School winners Amber Pyle, Diana Pickett, and Kayla Bivens. And we close our recognition segment with a student demonstration of learning that reflects the spirit of African American History Month. 3 Brown School students, Anna Loring, Scout Shearer, and Lydia Schweikert, are the first, second, and third place winners, respectively, in the 2012 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Visual Art Contest. The contest theme was Exploring the King in You. And the artwork created by the students had to be inspired by a Dr. King moment or speech, and also had to convey how students see themselves as productive citizens in their communities and how they can make a positive impact on the world. It's my pleasure to present Anna, Scout, and Lydia.
When we were assigned the Dr. Martin Luther King contest, I instantly knew what I was going to create. Whenever we have a choice between art and writing, I always choose art because I like it. And when I heard the theme for this, Exploring the King in Yourself, I instantly knew what I was going to create, so I started sketching. And in my artwork, I created a hand to represent any average person's role in society and making a difference in their community. And it was holding a earth, and it was representing the people, and that people just like you can impact the world and make their mark on society. And the earth had roots extending from the hand into the ground, and the soil as like descriptive adjectives about Dr. King and his impact. So yeah, my king in me, I would say it's just personally achieving your goals and trying to reach your dreams in society. So I think that King is very inspiring, and his message just gives like a little motivation towards achieving your dream. Thank you.
For my art submission, I drew hands of different ethnicities spelling out the word dream in sign language. And when I first heard of the concept, The King in Me, my mind naturally drifted to Dr. King himself. His notions moved people towards justice for all, which is what I wanted to show in my artwork. Not so much the fact that he was for equality, but how he went about it. He chose to let his words overrule any violent action. Based on this, I showed sign language in my piece because it made me think about how important words and actions can be and the impact they have. It also gave both a literal and metaphorical sense of how Dr. King spoke for those who couldn't speak for themselves. He brought words to life and was able to persuade against discrimination, not only against African Americans, but anyone who had been exposed to injustice. The King in me wanted to show a world where there will always be different points of view, but hopefully a peaceful way to go about them.
Dr. King was the leader who was able to take an idea, a dream, and send it on its way to reality. He was able to peacefully maneuver towards his goal. Through speeches, petitions, marches, and peaceful demonstrations, he kneaded the world to a soft clay and began to shape it carefully and wisely into something better for all mankind. As a metaphor, I imagined King with a blank canvas, beginning to paint the world how he wanted it to be. If he could do a thing like that, I thought, why can't I? After all, each person in this world is capable of changing it for the better. Dr. King, Amelia Earhart, Scott Joplin, Eleanor Roosevelt, Sacagawea, and an infinite number of others, some, or should I say most, nameless, have proved that extensively. So I began to think about how to depict my goal on paper. What I wanted most certainly was equality, peace between people of different races, religions, ideas, and cultures. At first, I thought about many different dolls holding hands and marching along, representing different peoples. But did that really show how I changed the world? Did it answer the prompt, explore the king in you? As I continued to work, I decided it did not. So, that idea scratched, I began to think again. I returned to my metaphor. Dr. King had started painting the world. From that, I decided, why couldn't I finish painting it? So I began to draw. A dancer myself, I chose to draw different dancers of different cultures, genders, and ages, all in one pose together. They supported each other in the pose, and I made sure to have them all in the same costume, one for males and one for females, to show inside they are really all the same. Once they were done, I added Dr. King walking away with a dripping paintbrush and me in the corner finishing the painting of dancers. That was supposed to say he had finished painting his section of the world, now it was my turn to paint mine. Finally, I chose to draw the world in the background, to show that this wasn't just for the particular dancers, it was for everyone. I was rather pleased with the result. I felt like it really showed how I could change the world based on Dr. King's ideals. The only problem was clarity. I wanted people to understand that what I was saying at first glimpse. So I mounted the picture on cardboard and added a few words to sum it up. I have to say, I really believed what I put on the paper. It, in a way, changed how I saw things. The most promising part was the words I had chosen to write. They really stated what I believed, what I think, and what I think all of us should believe. I paint the world how I wanted to look, and he began that painting.
Thank you. Now, Ms. Porter, please come recognize Anna Loring, Scout Shear, and Lydia Schweikert as the top winners of the 2012 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Visual Art Contest. And with them is their principal, Tim Healy.